In the last 60 days, I went through a major muscle and strength transformation. But to be fair, I wasn't a total beginner. This was me at 18, then 24, and now 29. But how did I go from a skinny, unattractive, weak-minded guy who only did what's easy to building what only the top 1% of men will actually ever achieve and keep, a lean aesthetic physique? Next, I want to share with you a simple 3-step process that I learned from my $20,000 business coach to help you achieve an attractive body and the confidence you need to change your life, as well as practical tips to maximize your results while spending less time in the gym. And I wish I knew these sooner. But before you skip ahead, first understand the 3 biggest mistakes most guys make, causing them to start over year after year. And just like Einstein once said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Mistake number 1, you're the average of the 5 guys you spend the most time with. Quote by famous motivational speaker Jim Rohn. Kind of like the quote, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. But basically who you hang out with determines how you look. And to support this, a 2007 study analyzed 12,067 people over 32 years and found that if a friend of yours becomes obese, you're 45% more likely to gain weight over the next 2 to 4 years. But more surprisingly, if a friend of your friend becomes obese, then you become 20% more likely to gain weight, even if you've never met that friend. But also, if a friend of your friend becomes obese, you're still 10% more likely to gain weight than just random chance. And without surprise, another study found similar results with smoking. So basically, your friends make you fit or fat, and everything else in between. So perhaps you should consider the amount of time you spend with your friends, or should spend, even if it means finding new ones. Mistake number 2. 10-inch biceps, godlike chest, boulder shoulders, big goals, but they're surface level. And it's why some guys can build muscle but struggle to keep it. It's like wanting a nice car just to look good. So what should you do instead? Well, if you dig a little deeper, you might be surprised. Try this simple yet effective 5-minute exercise you can do right now. For example, I want to build an aesthetic body, muscle, and strength. And then ask yourself why. Spend 5 minutes listing all the reasons why, more the better. But make sure to go deeper than just, I want to look good. Because then if you ever want to quit, you can go back over your notes, reminding yourself why you need to do this. In other words, your goal needs to be bigger than just good looks and attention. Better yet, get obsessed with improving 1% every day. Mistake number 3, and I was a sucker for this. Looking up best bicep exercises, follow along ab routines, when in fact tactics are simply a distraction from your goal. Because if I did the best bicep exercises but I simply couldn't stick to my workout schedule, then who am I kidding? I'm never gonna build bigger biceps. And it's the same with trying to get enough protein. It becomes pointless if you simply can't make it to the gym 2 times a week. Instead, focus on being consistent, building good habits to succeed in the gym before you focus on things like building muscle faster. Consistency first, tactics second. So your friends make you fat, your goals are too small. Focusing on tactics and how-to videos are just a distraction from your goal. So now you've learned what to avoid, but without knowing what to do, pointless. Step 1, location. Without knowing exactly where you are, you can't get to where you want to go. It's like trying to type into your GPS, but your starting location is unknown. So first, know where you are. For example, how often you work out, how you look, what are your good and bad habits that affect your weight and performance, and anything related to your goal that might affect it in any way. So here's an example. Progress shot. Weigh 160 pounds, work out 2 times a week, eat out 3 times, 4 meals a day, sleep 6 hours. So now we know where we are. Now it's time to look at where we want to go and why you want to get there. Let's start applying what we've learned so far. Let's call this your destination, how you want to look, how many times you want to work out based on your lifestyle, how much time you want to spend working out, and so forth. Then once you've done that, let's think about your why. Because that's the thing that's going to tap into your subconscious and increase your chances of never giving up. Just like the famous motivational speaker and author Simon Sinek once said, if we want to feel an undying passion for our work, if we want to feel we are contributing to something bigger than ourselves, we all need to know our why. And just like we mentioned in mistake number 2, say you go through your 5-minute exercise, you state your goal, and then a bunch of reasons why. And you come up with things like, I want to be healthy and strong. I want to live until 100 years old. I want to be the best role model for my future kids and wife. I want to avoid making excuses I see my dad making, resulting in diabetes and potential future problems. I want to avoid getting ill every goddamn year. I want to be the best version of myself and improve 1% every day. And that's along the lines of what I would write. So think about what you would write, and it might even overlap. And then if you think of something new, just continue adding on to the list. So now that we have our 2 points, where we are and where we want to go, let's connect the dots. So next we're going to have to figure out how to get from point A to point B. Okay, so this next step is kind of like climbing up Mount Everest, except we can't see the top. Just like how you might think you'll never achieve an attractive body, and you're not alone. So in 1 week, 2 months, or 3 years, how do we know if we're getting close to our goal, the peak of Mount Everest? In other words, how do we know where we are in regards to point A and point B? And what does it really take to get there. First, we all know consistency and constantly improving is key, right? But one thing that must happen in order for us to get to point B, the place we all want to go, is to track our progress. Because when we do, it's like knowing exactly where we are despite not being able to see the top. For example, workout week number 1 might look something like this. Next, you want to aim for slightly better numbers the next week. Whether you improve on only 1, half, or all, as long as you continue to improve, that's when in 6 months or 1 year's time, you look back and think, holy wow. I never thought I could do this. Kind of like getting halfway up Mount Everest, turn around, admire the view and think, I'm glad I never gave up. So track your numbers and that way you know exactly where you are and whether or not you're progressing towards your goal. Another thing you can do, which literally takes 2 seconds, is take progress shots once a month or every day, whatever makes you tick. So we talked about the 3 biggest mistakes 99% of guys make when starting out, as well as the 3 steps to achieving your dream bod that you have the potential to achieve, keep, and improve over the next decade, which starts with figuring out where you are, where you want to go, and why. And of course, how to actually get there. And as for practical training tips, link to the free guide down below. 11 minimalistic ways to maximize your gains without spending hours in the gym, as well as my exact 20 to 30 minute push-pull workout routine, working out 4 days a week. You can copy for free for long-term sustainable muscle and strength gains, which I frequently update to reflect my newest workout program that I currently go through, all for free. So of course, you can expect the same results, if not better. But it's not for everyone. If you do have any questions, make sure to comment them down below so we can all help each other out towards becoming the best version of ourselves. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Have an amazing day. Bye.